Michael, I just wanted to stick with you for a second, ask who you think would be a good leader for the Liberal Party now. Are you of the view it needs to go in a conservative direction, a moderate direction? Are there any centrist leaders at all?
So I'll leave the leadership to my friends in the Parliamentary Party, but the answer is this. I look at it very simply. I accept the John Howard definition of where the Liberal Party should be in general terms. It's a centre-right party, it's a broad church. That's what it is. It's not centre and it's not right, it's a combination of the both. And Howard has explained that 1,000 times, and he is the oracle, and I completely agree with him. And he proved that that model worked 4 elections in a row. But what the Liberal Party needs to do is get back to its core brand equities. Whether they're right-wing or left-wing, I'm not sure. The core brand equities, economic management, debt matters. I mean, we're going to have a massive problem in this country years down the track when we're owing the international community and the bondholders monies we can't repay. So it needs to get back. It needs to get back to core economic values. And I must say that I saw Andrew Bolt's comments before. I think Andrew Bolt's right, isn't he? I mean, the Fin Review's got an article this afternoon saying we had the most left-wing economic policy we've had since the 1970s, arguing for increased taxes and increasing the deficit, even small amounts, but really that should be exactly what we're not doing. So you need to get back, and you need to convince the electorate that debt and deficit can't go on forever. And if you can't convince people of that, well, you shouldn't win. You shouldn't win if you can't convince people that unlimited debt is something which will drive us into into the rocks.
Very hard when people are being offered to have 20% of the HEX debt paid off, though. Very hard to say to those young voters, oh, don't vote for that, instead vote for fiscal responsibility. I completely agree with you that our budget needs repair. I'm just saying it's a hard political argument to win. Steve Price, I want to ask you, though, do you think something that is being overlooked in the discussion is something quite obvious, that yes, apart from policies, you also need a charismatic, popular leader who connects with voters?
1,000%. I mean, I wrote a column in the Herald Sun a couple of weeks ago bemoaning the fact that the lack of leadership in Australian politics. I mean, where are the leaders? I mean, I did use a couple of Labor premiers, by the way, as an example of people who do have some charisma, and that's Malinauskas in South Australia and Minns in New South Wales. I'm not sure where the Liberal with that sort of charisma is. I mean, we saw raw emotion from Tim Wilson today. And a dear friend of mine said, don't ever be the first pancake. So whoever they put in is not going to be the next Prime Minister, Liberal Prime Minister of Australia. I think Michael would agree with that. And this idea, of perhaps Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price finding a lower house seat, that might be one way to go. You've got a very bright member now in my seat of Flinders in Zoe McKenzie, who looks like hanging on, and she's got a lot of brains, a lot of charisma as well. They've got to maybe just put in an Angus Taylor, let him flounder around for a couple of years and then replace him with a couple of younger leaders that can show the new way for people to go, because they've got to get young people back voting for them. And that's why they've hollowed out the cities, because young people have just walked away from them. And the HEX bribe by Labor, I reckon it was brilliant policy because it worked for them.
Yeah, shocking policy, but brilliant politics. Absolutely. It was a bribe and it worked.
Correct.
And that's why the Prime Minister said it was his first order of business. I mean, they just bought the young vote. But anyway. All right, Michael Kroger, Steve Price, great to see you.